What is up, internet? This is Prime though. Prime's got a like
Like Amazon Prime?
yeah, Amazon Prime TV. They get free.
I mean, I've got Amazon Prime.
You have free fights then now. One FC's free.
Really?
Yes.
I did not
Pay
know
per view. All that noise. I'm here with Jake Harris,
What's up?
the mouth of the South. I've been friends with you probably. When did I meet you?
Well, when you were 16, so do the math. How old are you now?
Fuck you. No, we've been friends so a long time, probably about 14 years because
Yeah,
I'm
that's-
29 now.
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty close.
Good God, man.
Yeah,
That's
13
insane.
or 14.
You've been around fights forever, and
Yeah.
I didn't even know it. So how did that come about?
Honest to God, I really don't even know, man. It's just kind of one of those like, okay, so when I was growing up, I wanted to take martial arts. That was it. And then jumped in Henniger. And, well, of course, you're probably a little bit too young for this. But
Yeah.
Where, you know where, well, that's where, it's right there where Black Lion is now.
Yeah.
Okay, so that used to be like a Postal Pizza right in that area.
Okay.
Now I think Postal Pizza now like took a 10 to 15, 20 year hiatus and then came back. But
Hey.
anyway, wound up taking Taekwondo over there with a few people I went to school with. I mean, I was young. I was in like fourth grade, fifth grade. Took it for several years, got my black belt, fell in love with it, fell in love with
Was
sparring.
it Trace then too?
No, it was Russ Martin, I believe was
Okay.
the guy's name.
I got you.
I think that's right. Come to find out, later in life, dude got arrested for like child pornography or
No,
something.
he did
I
not.
swear to God.
Why does that happen so much?
I don't know.
Like,
I don't know.
remember the guy that got killed?
No.
Okay, so there's this guy is a long time ago. His kid got kidnapped by his karate instructor, which, well, like the thing is, you keep seeing it with people that are in like positions of power with kids,
Yeah.
teachers. You're seeing it in martial arts schools. I bet you're seeing it on baseball and football teams.
Yeah,
and stuff.
probably.
And so he took this kid, kidnapped the kid. He was like 10, kidnapped him, and had
Unbelievable.
molested him and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So the police catch him, and it gets funny. It's not funny because that happened. It's funny what happened to that guy.
All right.
So the police pick the guy up. They find the kid, all this stuff.
Okay.
And they're bringing him to the airport. And he's already arrested. And he's just like, hey,
Where
you
is
know.
this at? Is this local? Is this
No,
okay, okay.
this is
All
like
right, all right.
fucking far away.
Gotcha.
I'd have to look up the name. But they've got the guy walking through the airport, and the dad's on the phone, on the wall phone.
The wall phone.
What are they called then?
Pay phones?
Yeah.
A wall phone.
Well, it's walls on a
Okay,
phone.
Yeah. Well, it's phones on the wall. I guess.
So he's on the payphone. He's like, yada yada. They're walking the dude through, and he goes.
That's the kid's dad?
Yes, the kid's dad shot the karate instructor in the head. In the head. And they go, no, John, why? John, why? And he's like, you'd have done it too, man.
Wow.
And you can see the video on YouTube. It's not even hard to find,
Yeah.
is the thing.
Man shoots police officer. Yeah.
No. He shot the karate instructor.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I'm sorry. That's what I mean.
And I mean, it was just, he sat down.
Nonchalant.
He was like,
I'm back.
he did like 3 years. Yeah, man. He did
Hang on a second.
He did like 3 years. It was nothing even crazy, man.
I mean, here's the thing. I'd do 3 years for sure.
Yeah,
Or
it's your
something like
son. It's your son.
100%.
Since we're on the subject of that, some people are trying to write that off as a sexual preference. That's not.
No, it's
right?
not. It's not.
So, I have friends that are gay. I know you do. I know other people that do.
Yeah.
Sexual preference doesn't concern me.
Sure.
How does it make you feel knowing that, like, so you're different from me? I have gay friends.
Yeah.
I'm not here like swinging and batting for them any
Yeah.
more than I'm swinging and batting for somebody else.
Sure.
James been your best friend for a long time.
Yeah,
One of your
yeah.
best friends in the world.
Yeah, he is my best friend. I love him to death.
How does it make you? I didn't mean. Maybe I don't know.
He's out. You're
Oh,
good.
okay. Then I'm not wrong. I was like, well, damn. So how does it make you feel when people are out here trying to use? You know what I'm trying to say. Like
I
he
know.
has a hard time. Like I'm sure he's.
just because of the area.
Yeah, I'm sure he's had to deal with people in a bad way.
Oh,
How
yeah,
does it
dude
make
grew
you
up in
feel?
Pisgah.
Yeah, when he's having a hard time, and you have someone else trying to like use like kind of his plot and his area of it, and make it the same thing.
You mean like in relation to the like people who prefer children?
Yeah, trying to equate being gay to,
Yeah.
oh, it's okay for us too. This is what we like.
Yeah, that's rough because like I get it, man. Everybody's got their thing. I mean,
Everybody.
everybody. Like, don't get me wrong. There is some really weird stuff out there. And here's the thing for me: if it is between two, why limit it to two? If it's between consenting adults, who cares? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't
Agreed.
matter if it's 2, 5, 10, whatever. If they are all consenting adults, and I mean like legit, like 18 or older,
Yes.
if everyone is consenting to what is happening,
Yes.
go nuts, dude.
Yeah,
Piss on each other. I don't care. You do you.
I love drinking piss.
Yeah. I mean, listen, you knock it the first time at the last. But no, like for real. I mean, who cares? I don't care.
I'm the same way. I think everyone should be allowed to live the way they want to.
Yeah, 100%.
Do I push homosexuality? No. Do I push hypersexuality in straight couples? No.
Yeah.
No. Now, if you want, cool. I just ain't pushing an agenda for anybody.
No.
Do what you want to do.
Well, I mean, how could you possibly push someone to do it? Like, okay, I mean, it's the same thing to me as like what you prefer to eat.
Yes.
I mean, like, if I am a huge fan of like, I don't know, tomato sandwiches, which I'm not, but if I were, I mean, like,
what's it to me?
Who gives a shit if you like it or not?
Let me eat what I like and leave me alone.
Because if you ate 40 of them a day and I ate one a week, I'm still going to love my one a week. You know what I'm saying? I don't care.
Heck yeah.
And if you piss on it and you never want to do it, it's still not going to affect my one a week.
I like that a lot, actually, is the thing.
I mean,
I do think everyone should be allowed to live how they want to.
Yeah, I mean, because it's not affecting anyone. At the end of the day, and I don't know, man, people get so, especially around here, people get so uncomfortable with like, oh man, it's for me, but just don't hit on me.
Yeah, like
really, are you telling? Okay, what about a woman that's fucking married? Oh, it's fine, but I want you to stay away from me because I'm married too. Yeah, no, you're not fucking saying that because you're just like soaking it in because you like the attention.
Yeah, that's weird. And also, like, no one wants to hit on you, bud.
Yeah.
You're not like your wife doesn't find you attractive. Yeah. She just needs a place to stay.
She's in it for the tax write-off. She's getting all the benefits.
Yeah. So just leave it alone.
But yeah, I mean, it is what it is, man. I mean, people can do their own thing as long as it's not affecting anyone.
So, agree. So to that, do you think? I understand. Like, we can't say don't put it in cartoons and stuff. We can't say don't put it in TV shows because like we do put straight couples.
Yeah, because you can't say anything about that. I mean, show happiness, show the healthy parts of it.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, like portray any kind of relationship you want on TV, on movies. It doesn't matter. Portray it any way you want, but just portray a real version of it.
Because you are showing stuff. You are showing like mom and dad. You know, if someone does have two parents, which is a thing in 2022. Some people have same-sex parents.
Yeah.
If you do, for me, the argument if they don't show it in my kids' cartoons.
Why? Because these people are gonna go. Well, I gotta explain it to my kids. Well, okay. Hey, you can easily sit down and say to your kid, well, when a man and a woman love each other very much and they're embedded in Christ, then they stick their penis in his vagina, and that's it. You know, so like.
So I think if that's the argument, then don't show anything.
Yeah, but you can't.
Because it'd be weird.
It's impossible. Because you're going to have some people who are racist that are just like, well, don't put black people on TV.
What are your thoughts on The Little Mermaid?
Oh, dude, I love it.
Yeah?
I love it. I mean,
I don't have an issue with it.
Yeah,
but like,
because you can get me off on a soapbox for real. Like, at the end of the day, how does it matter?
I don't see it really mattering.
How does it matter?
It's a mermaid in the water.
Yeah, people are just like, well, that ain't what The Little Mermaid is. You're right. The Little Mermaid is made up.
And also, like, the story's much creepier, the real one.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
Like, she
most of those type stories are
She sewed her flippers together. Like, really.
Oh, see,
because she wanted to be human. She just wished that fat lady.
Yeah.
So
you know more about this than I do.
Yeah, well, I read useless shit.
That's fair.
Like, my job applications, you know, it's like, knows a bunch of useless fucking shit.
Yeah.
But,
so for additional references, did you know this Little Mermaid had actually tied her flippers together?
Yeah. Like, why do you think that's such a big deal? It's a cartoon.
People make a big deal out of it because
they're going to be really mad when they find out Simba was black, ain't they?
Oh, I know. It's ridiculous.
How dare y'all?
I know it. Well, okay, at the end of the day, it's like this. White, straight, Christian mentality, that representation has been there from the dawn of time.
Especially here.
And, you know, people are just like, well, all these people are getting all this special treatment now. No, they're not. They're getting equal treatment.
Yeah, it's like, hey,
they're getting representation where they never had that before. Like, if there was imagine back in the 30s, 40s, or 50s, if there would have been a show with like two men, people would have lost their minds. Like, probably would have been people murdered over it. I mean, to be fair, there's probably still people murdered over it today. But it's in a situation to where they're like, oh, well, this is a Walt Disney character. You know, there was a white, red-headed, blah, blah, blah. Okay, would they have flipped out if she'd have blonde hair instead of red hair?
Probably not.
Why? Think of it. It's a skin tone. At the end of the day, if you have a problem with it, you're racist.
It does seem kind of racist.
No, it doesn't seem kind of racist. It seems 100% racist.
It does seem racist that you're mad about a cartoon character.
If you have an issue that the Little Mermaid is black, I'm not saying that you're going to go out and commit hate crimes. That's not what I'm trying to say. There is much different levels of racism.
But you just do have a racial bone in your body.
But you do have a preference to white versus black. And if you like to look at the Little Mermaid and think white, and you're pissed that she's black, you're racist.
It does. I mean, if you say, like, I'm mad, I hate that the Little Mermaid is black.
Yeah.
That feels racist.
Yeah. There's a reason it feels like that.
That's their soundbite now. Like, he said it. He said it. So, do you go to church and stuff? Do you believe in God? Where are you at on that? How are you in all that?
Okay.
And how does your mom feel about where you are and all of it? Oh, we got heavy, son.
Man, that's heavy.
She kicks in my door. Jake!
Oh, man. Okay, so grew up in church whole life. Saved, the whole deal. Christian. I mean, just the very stereotypical DeKalb County story of like how everyone's brought up. You're in church every time the doors open, that kind of thing.
And if you don't like it, shut up.
Yeah, basically. But I'm to the point now in my life where I started questioning a lot of this stuff. When I turned about 33, 34, somewhere in that area, I really started questioning a lot of what Christianity was, and like, did I really believe that, or was I just kind of like, not forced, and that sounds really negative, but like, was I just systematically taught to believe some of that stuff? And at the end of the day, when I really started like trying to think about some of the stuff for me, it was like, crap, I mean, I don't really like to put titles in anything, but I'd say I was closer to atheist than anything.
Just nothing, or?
Just nothing. I mean, because at the end of the day, I feel like when we die, we're just dead. That's very terrifying. It's a very uncomforting thought. I mean, no one wants. Yeah, just done. Just, I mean, like, I hope you had a good time. Granted, I hope I'm wrong, but I'm not going to bet, like, I'm not going to change the way I live, and I'm not going to, like, worship a God of any kind just because I'm scared of it, you know?
Fair.
Or a just in case type mentality.
I get that. I have seen the just in case thing, but you said you pray that you're wrong. So what if you are wrong?
Well, I guess I'm wrong. I mean,
but then we burn or something.
Well,
that would be bad.
Well, I mean, that depends on, I mean, okay, let me ask you this. I heard someone say this the other day on like a talk show or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, it was Ricky Gervais. Do you know who Ricky Gervais is?
Yes.
Okay. He was talking to Stephen Colbert. Stephen Colbert is big time Christian.
They do have good talking.
They do. But anyway, he was talking to him. He was like, I'm atheist. I don't believe in any God. He was just like, but how many gods are there? Like advertised gods. There's thousands. He's like, I only believe in one less than you do.
Yeah.
You believe in one, because if you're a Christian, you believe in one God.
One God, yeah.
And that's it. But all those other thousands of religions, they also believe in one God. So like there are, let's say that there's 5,000 religions that believe in 5,000 different gods. That means of those groups, the people that follow those groups, they all believe in one. And all those ones are different. So who's to say that Christianity is right or Hinduism is right or whatever? I just believe in one less God than you guys do.
If you're not down with white Jesus,
yeah.
you
100% bearded, long hair, white Jesus.
Yeah. When did you say to yourself? Actually, we'll go a little further back than that.
Jeez.
What was high school like? I feel like it was good for you. I feel like high school was probably cool.
High school was good.
So you're so into sports. Now, traditionally, no, you're kind of a nerd like me.
Oh, definitely, man. Right? I was like,
but that was no issue.
No,
because you like the sports.
I was a chameleon in school, basically. Like, I had my tight group of friends, and we kind of did our own thing, played Magic on the side, D&D, that type of thing.
I want to play Dungeons and Dragons so bad.
You haven't played?
Never, dude.
That's kind of shocking to me.
All I play is nerd, you know.
Yeah,
I want to so bad. I want to get
because it's big into like Final Fantasy and stuff like that.
Love it.
Yeah,
I want to get a huge group together and play.
Well, don't get a huge group. Get like a group of like 4.
Me, you, Vicky, one more.
Yeah. It's fun. It's a whole lot of fun. I mean, it's just your imagination. But like in school, I did some of that, played sports, got into skateboarding. I mean, like literally, I had a way to connect with like every single person in my entire class.
So it wasn't a problem at all?
No, hell no. I mean, like there was no.
I fit
in with everybody.
Do you think bullying's getting worse or better?
I feel like
I was bullied pretty heavy.
Were you really?
Yeah, man, until like 7th grade.
Why?
I didn't really have money. And like
here's the thing, I never had money.
Well, no, but I moved from school to school, you know.
Yeah.
And like
that's tough.
But I mean, like it was very clear we didn't have money.
I get that.
You know what I mean? Like we were poor.
Yeah.
And like my stepmom was kind of rough on me, and
yeah, I remember some kids like that in school. But
yeah,
like,
I don't know why, but it was. And then I in turn bullied some people too, and I apologized to them. Do you think it's getting worse or better?
I don't really know if it's getting worse or better. I just feel like, I mean, hell, when I was growing up, there was none of this stuff was publicized, really. I mean, it was not advertised out to where you could see someone getting bullied in Nebraska 20 minutes after it happened. Or, I mean, that's just not how it went. And if it wasn't a giant story, then no one knew about it. Because, I mean, like, the news wasn't going to report something small because that'd be a waste of viewers for them. And the internet didn't, I mean, don't get me wrong, it existed, but, like, it didn't exist like it did today. I mean, hell, it's in everyone's hands.
Yeah, it's easy.
So, but, yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, is it getting worse? I feel like maybe the reasons for bullying are getting better. Oh, no, I think it sounded terrible. That sounded so bad.
Oh, he's a furry. That sounded awful. That sounded really bad.
Yeah, like, okay, this guy's got a good reason, so he just kicks this kid's ass. No big deal. No,
oh, God.
Like, I feel like, okay, I guess what I'm trying to say is, I guess there's a lot more, like, gay and, like, weird and, those are not the same, by the way. They're just completely separate thoughts. But, like, weird, just kids that are not, quote unquote, normal for around here. I feel like those kids are not getting bullied the same way they would have when they were in school with, like, someone my age or 20 to 30 years ago. I mean, you said something like that. If you were, like, slightly different, people were jumping all over.
They just weren't having it.
Yeah, but, like, there's so much diversity in the world now that, like, for the most part, it's just like, whatever. I mean, it's not affecting me.
Do your thing, leave me alone.
Yeah, I mean, if you were a bully, you'd be, like, exhausted if that's the reasons that you were picking on people, you know?
I don't really see as many bullies now.
It's not as bad, I don't think.
We were at the fair. I'll tell you a funny story. You got this. We was at the fair last year. We had just got Willie. Now, Willie's got one eye, and he had his other eye shot out by a BB gun. Just some little bastard loser kid, you know?
Yeah.
And
it's a dog, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, you know, so he had his eye shot out, and we took him from this lady, and we watch him. We adopted her from him. He's a good dog. Okay. He's quiet. He's cool. We was at the fair, and, like, I got my kids with me.
Yeah.
And there's this kid, like 16, and he said out loud, he said, "That's an ugly fucking dog." And I go, and I don't know why I reacted so quickly, but I couldn't not.
Yeah.
Because, like, I can smack his mom and dad, you know, like, down into a different level of life. Stop. Don't be like this. So I said to him, I said, "That dog's ugly." He goes, "Yeah, man." I said, "You're fucking ugly." I said, "Your mama let you walk out of the house with that hair?" And he was like, "What?" And I was like, "Man, that shit's jacked. You should have never came out of the house." And he was like, "Well, what?"
Well, that is awful embarrassing.
He got tore up about it.
Yeah.
But, like, how are his parents how are his parents talking to him? That, like, what are they allowing him to do? That's a normal thing to just say out loud.
Yeah. I don't know.
Just out loud. Like, we're in public.
Yeah.
What if I told your mom she's fat? You're not going to like it.
Yeah, even if she was.
Yeah, like, she's still going to be like, "Well, you don't say it."
Yeah.
Crazy to me. Go ahead.
No. I mean, it's similar story. Not long ago, someone, Rainsville Pool, right? Girl got armpit hair. Who cares?
Yeah, that's her right.
Yeah, goes nuts. Look at this little kid. I say little kid. He's probably like 9, 10. Just pointing, laughing, cutting it up the whole time. Well, like, I mean, like,
that's rude.
Just giving it to this girl, right? Yeah. And just kind of like trying to get other people involved and like picking. So my wife leans down and she's like, "Hey, you jealous that you can't grow any? Get out of here."
Oh, man.
And that was it. I mean, never said another word. But, like, I mean, why? Like, what are you being brought up to do? I mean, like how look at that. That's different. That right there is different.
Like, leave her alone. How are you living? Now, I'm not pro armpit hair. My wife doesn't grow armpit hair. So it's.
But if she did.
If she wanted to, I would say, "Hey, please don't." Just on personal preference.
Do you want to know how to make her grow armpit hair faster? How? Ask her not to.
No, I'm not asking her to.
Tell her not to.
No, hell no.
That stuff will be...
No, hell no. Yeah. I ain't doing that.
But at the end of the day, you're still going to love her. Stuff doesn't change who she is.
I'm partially bald up top.
Yeah.
Can't help it.
I'm same.
I feel like it's not a choice. Well, I mean, I have Rogaine that I can use. But, like,
So then it is a choice.
Yeah. I'm choosing to be bald.
Well, you know what, Sam? I think it's pretty disgusting that you just don't have any hair.
I didn't feel very well. You're bald too.
That's so bad. Oh my God, the worst receding hairline or receded hairline.
I swear, before shows and stuff, man, I had hair. I was good. And like I
never did.
I was stressing, no. And it's right here, man.
It's full genetics, man. It's just like
not stress.
No, God no.
I was pretty stressed.
What do I have to stress about? I mean, like.
Oh no, I was talking about me.
No, I know.
I was stressed.
But like for me, no, it's just like, oh, congrats, you're 3 years old and you have a receding hairline.
Oh,
you're screwed.
What are you doing now for a living? What do you do now?
I work for a drywall company.
Yes,
dude.
I do
like project management and stuff.
So
I love it.
You got
no, I don't hang drywall.
You got calloused hands
I
like
got
me.
calloused fingertips for like typing and stuff.
Look at
making phone calls.
Look, V always tell me, I'm like, man, my calloused man hands. She's like, shut the hell up. They softer than my kids.
Yeah.
And so when in school did you go? I know you've always wanted to act and sing, et cetera, et cetera. When in school did you go, man, I want to be involved in that?
I would say it probably happened like my junior or senior year. We did Romeo and Juliet at the school. It was
Such
terrible.
a good story, though.
It was terrible. It was a solid story. I was Romeo. What
Great
up?
story.
I enjoyed it because I got to make out with. I say make out. I got to kiss the girl who played Juliet.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, and she was kind of a more popular girl, and she came over to do this, and I was like, heck yeah, this chick's playing Juliet. And
I win.
It was pretty sweet. I'm not gonna lie. So, but I got into it. I mean, I enjoyed it. That was a really fun because it was fun, like going through the process of learning all your lines, and then you kind of get this payoff, like when an audience shows up. So, but after that, I started doing shows at Northeast, and I think I did like 14 or 15 out there. So
it's really cool.
Oh yeah, man, love it.
I remember us going to. We moved to Pennsylvania one time.
Yeah,
and I didn't ever realize really how much you liked acting and stuff until we moved to Pennsylvania. You tried out for a part at a Sight and Sound.
Yeah, Sight and Sound. Actually, funny enough, kind of going back to the other thing, it's actually like the biggest Christian theater
in the world.
I mean, this place is
it's
huge.
A nice place.
Yeah, it's amazing. Didn't make it.
I remember that.
Devastated.
It made me very sad for you.
Man, I was devastated.
And kind of tell us about the trying out process, how you felt going into it, you know what I mean, and kind of how you felt after.
Well, going into it was great, man. I felt fairly confident because, I mean, we knew Bird and Kim, they were married at the time, but kind of felt confident because I felt like I had a little bit of an in, and I knew some of the people that were already part of the production, and great people, great freaking people. Started going through the audition process, and don't get me wrong, it was nerve-wracking, but I don't know. I mean, I was nervous, but I had really prepped pretty hard. James
I remember.
And I mean, God bless, we really, really worked hard about like, what song do we want to do for audition? How do we transition this? It has to be exactly this time limit. How do we do it? And looking back on it, I mean, I can look back, and I think it was almost like I was trying a little too hard. Not to say that I put too much effort in. That's not what I mean at all. But like it was, I don't know. It was very obvious that was a rookie audition type thing for me. I mean, it still would be if I went to go audition for something. I mean, I do not have a whole lot of experience doing that. But I don't know. In that moment, it was everything I had, but it was a little over the top. It was almost like it was just like I was giving it too much, like with my body and the motions and the acting. I probably overacted the crap out of it, but enjoyed the heck out of it. Made the first 2 cuts and then got cut with like,
that's close, man.
Yeah, there was only like 6 people left or whatever. So, I mean, it was fun. I really enjoyed it. But then we left, and it was just like, okay, you know, and sometimes they'll cut you because they're like, okay, we're going to give this guy the part. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
You know, that's it. So, when you got sent, it wasn't like, sorry, you're gone. But I left. I think it was like 2 to 3 weeks, 4 weeks later, something like that. Got the letter in the mail, and it was like, we were going to inform you, blah, blah, blah.
Damn.
Man, I don't think I'd ever wanted anything that bad.
I get that.
I wanted it so bad, and I really thought, and at the time, I remember where I was spiritually, because I was like, of course, you know, I was married to Corey at that point, and her and I were, I mean, really trying to like I was kind of trying to find like where I fit in, like God's role and his plan. And I was like, man, this is it. Like, why else would I be up here? You know, I mean, like this, because I stumbled into this. It just felt like, this is it. This is it. Like,
this is my shot.
Yeah. I mean, I was like, man, this is like God has laid this path out in front of me. And then I didn't make it. And I was like, damn, that is not what I was expecting.
Pretty mad at God or just sad?
No, not mad. Because I mean, I was bought into the fact that I was just like, well, look, if that's not it, I'm sure that it'll pop up somewhere down the road. And who knows? I mean, I don't know.
I've yelled at God.
Yeah, I've never been mad.
As an adult, I've yelled at God.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I just don't have that.
So, like, as far as fight, I like fighting the way you love acting and stuff, and I don't mean to.
Yeah, I mean, it just takes over.
I'd much rather not.
Yeah.
Leave me alone, but it won't. So, like, I thought for sure, like, doing all this, I know I've always said, like, God wants me to do this because, like, I'm finally finding myself on the mic. I'm finally getting to soak in the moments. We got to change the commission. That was a big deal.
That was big.
That was a big deal.
Yeah, it was really cool.
And I feel like that should have been blowed way up more than it was. That was a huge deal.
Yeah.
The new guy, I think, is going to do a great job.
Yeah, he was fantastic.
Yeah, man.
Sean, it's alliterative. It's a first and last name both start with S.
Yeah, we're awful. It's Shane Sears.
That's it, Shane Sears. Great dude. Dude.
Such a great group to work with. I think it's going to be so much easier for everybody moving forward. And so, like, there's been times they're like, where I'll go out in the yard, I'm like, hey, man, what do you want from me? Like, I'm angry. Like, leave me alone. Like,
Really?
Like, I understand, like, because, like, I really did convince myself for a minute, like, that's what God wants me to do. Because, again, it's the only thing I'm good at.
Sure.
I feel like I fell into myself and found myself in it.
Yeah.
And it's like, why, if you want me to do this, is it so hard?
Well, I mean, nothing worth doing is worth. I mean, nothing worth doing is easy. You know what I'm saying?
But everything of it shouldn't be hard.
Well, I agree with
Not
that.
all of it.
Yeah.
Like they built the ark, right? That's probably pretty hard.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I don't think their hammer broke every couple of days. They probably, you know what I mean? They're probably getting it done. God's like, look, just fix your hammer.
Yeah.
But I love God, and He did let me do a lot of cool stuff.
Sure.
We was talking earlier about like how long you had been around fights.
A long time.
When was your first like interaction with it? I know you were there for Mingo's fights when he was fighting like 15, 20 years ago?
Yeah, maybe
20 years ago?
Maybe more.
Tell us a little about that, man.
So, okay, well, touching back on like kind of how James and I are really good friends. So I had the black belt in Taekwondo. I think that he had a black belt in, I think it was Jiu-Jitsu or something like that. So we both kind of wanted to teach. And actually, this is kind of how you and I met.
Yeah.
But we both really just kind of wanted to teach. And I don't know, I didn't really want to go through the certification process of, you know, teaching Taekwondo. And like, I mean, don't get me wrong, as a black belt, I could have. I was qualified to do it. But like, it wasn't just like, oh, start up a school and teach what you remember. That's not how it goes. And I knew that enough to be like, okay. So we kind of just sat down one day and we were like, hey, what if we just kind of took what we know, wrote our own katas, our own forms, all the way through, you know, white to black, and we'll just start teaching. It's a slow process, whatever. I mean, if we get kids, we get kids. But at the end of the day, we can take some of that, you know, discipline that we learn, some of that dedication to the craft and like learning and just teaching these kids. So we did. So had some really solid kids right out of the gate, man, and wound up going to like an open, it has to be an open type tournament. And there were katas, you had sparring, and there was things that I was not even familiar with because I just thought it would be point sparring and katas, and I thought that'd be it. No, man, in an open division. So to clarify what an open tournament is, it's all different styles of martial arts because typically when I went to tournaments, it was all Taekwondo. So it was like you're watching the Taekwondo black belt kata or you're watching the red belt kata, and that's it. That's what you're watching, or practicing or performing or whatever. Competing, I guess, is really the best thing. So we focused our kids on katas and point sparring. Took, I think, 4, maybe 5 people. Only one of them didn't place in the top 3 the first time that we went. We were like,
heck yeah,
oh my God,
we're doing okay.
I was like, something is happening, right? Well, wound up meeting a guy. His name's Michael Barnett and David Cota. To give you a little history on David Cota, when you watch Karate Kid, the original Karate Kid, he was one of the refs.
That's cool.
In the actual.
That is cool.
Yeah. So anyway, David Cota's kid is in this tournament.
Oh shit!
One of our girls wound up beating him.
Was it the 2 blonde haired girls?
Yeah, Abby and Emma Jones. Yeah.
How are they now?
Old. It's weird.
Yeah.
I think like Abby's like 23 or 24. Yeah, Emma's in college.
It's insane.
Yeah, it's weird. So
how'd they beat Cota's kid?
Sparring match. I mean, like I think Emma put a head kick on him at like one point in the round and like scored I think 3 points at the time and wound up taking him, but she ended up taking 3rd place. So it was awesome. I mean, it was a really cool situation, and that's definitely claim to fame. I'm like, oh yeah, the Karate Kid's, you know, the referee, his kid fought one of the girls.
We got a scout.
Don't get me wrong, I'm sure that kid's probably still in martial arts and will be for the rest of his life.
He's probably got some crazy stuff going on.
But anyway, that guy asked me, he was like, hey, have you ever thought about cage fighting? And in my mind, I was like, yeah. I mean, how hard can it be?
Yeah,
I mean, like, yeah, I'm a black belt in Taekwondo, and I was pretty decorated as far as like point sparring. Like, I was pretty dang good.
Yeah.
Years ago.
Yeah.
Years ago.
Yeah.
But I was like, yeah, man, I can sharpen it up a little bit and get in
I'll
there.
whoop that ass then.
No big deal. Got teamed up against Neil Powell, and he beat me in 17 seconds, and it was an unforgettable experience. But I enjoyed it.
Now, Neil was a fucking monster then,
Neil
man.
was a monster.
What do you think happened? I have my opinion of what I know happened. What do you think happened to Neil?
Well, that's not an opinion then if you already know.
Now, I know what I know.
You feel solid about your opinion.
I know what I know.
From the outside looking in, man, Neil is one of the best people you'll ever met. He's got the kindest heart. He's probably got the kindest heart of anyone I've ever met. No kidding.
Such a sweet guy.
Yeah, man. He's soft-spoken, but like, my God, just a stud. So his amateur career started off about as perfect as you could have hoped for. I mean, he beat this little scrub in like 17 seconds, just killed him. But he went on like 5, 6, 7 and 0 as an amateur or something like that. I mean, just smoking people left and right. Had title shots and he did it exactly how you should have done it, and it was high level competition.
And fighting badass people.
Yeah, he was not fighting. I mean, people like me.
Or me.
Yeah, I mean,
he was fighting good people.
He was smoking people, and just you could not stop him. But
he was tough. He would just grit out.
I mean, he's like Trevor. I mean, he's a lot like Trevor. I mean, they remind me a lot of it about each other. But like, whereas I think 5 to 6 fights in, Trevor and Neil's paths were, I mean, if you could match them up timeline-wise, they were near identical.
Yeah.
I mean, because, like, impressive performances, you're beating, like,
best people.
Pretty high-level athletes at the time. But then at one point, Trevor said, okay, you know what? I'm good at this. I'm going to get my butt in the gym. I'm going to do this. And then once I feel like I've got all I can get from that gym, I'm going to go to a bigger level gym. And then once I get all I can get from that, I'm going to go to a bigger level gym. And now look at him. I mean, he just won Contender Series.
Yeah.
And he got a
UFC contract
with the UFC. That's insane. Neil, on the other hand, took that same idea, like, I'm a badass. And then it was just like,
he just kept fighting good people.
Couldn't quite get into a gym routine. And it was like, he hit his limit of what natural athleticism and natural, atheist or not, God-given ability. He took that as far as he could possibly take it, and he needed someone to help tone and like sharpen his.
And where he lives, like there's
nothing,
and there's no one making him. For me, my opinion is it's the support system was different.
He just had bad luck.
Yeah,
it's nothing that he did wrong.
No.
There was nothing near him, so he would have had to drive like an hour and a half to any decent gym.
Yep, and then like
I mean, he came up and trained with us for a while.
And then like his family wasn't making him train, and like they was like, "You're good, man. I can show you." His uncle would tell him like he could show him. Like, dude, you can't show him shit.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm sure you could, and
not really.
Not in that.
No,
you can show him how to street fight.
Yeah,
but
sure.
You're not going to show him how to compete against someone like this.
I think Neil didn't have the same support system as Trevor. Like me and Trevor's got whatever we got, but like ever since we was young, I was telling Trevor he could do this. I was always on him, like, dude, stop wasting your fucking time, get in the gym and do it. Blah blah blah. And Neil, I don't think anyone was ever telling him that. They was just like, keep beating people. Well, then besides just me, Trevor's got all these other people around here now that are telling him that you can do this. Neil never had nothing like that.
He didn't. And he very well could have. I mean, like, if MMA would have been as big then as it is now, I think maybe he would have.
Oh, I still think we had to build it here in
I agree.
Right here where we're at. Because, like, no one gave a shit.
No.
There wasn't no shows, but nothing cool happening. All of a sudden, me and you was smoking peyote in the woods, and we was like, dude, we're going to do Life Journey, and we did Life Journey. And, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I remember that
I think he didn't have a good support system. I think that hurt. He should have been in the gym more. But also one thing that I know was happening is I never matched Trevor just to get knocked out, just to lose. I've never matched anyone on my show short of one, and that was Austin Higdon's fight with the red hair guy. But Austin had also just fought Jose. Yeah. So we went both extremes there. Yeah. You know what I mean? Here, you're probably going to beat this guy.
You fed Austin to someone, and Austin got fed someone.
Yeah, it's not a hateful thing.
Yeah.
I think I don't know. It makes me sad because
he took some matches that were not.
Yeah, no one was looking out for his matchups.
Brock, what's his name?
Weaver.
Brock Weaver. Fought him twice, or maybe 3 times.
And there's a guy. No, that's Devin Adams you're thinking about.
No, he fought Brock twice.
We fought Devin 2 or 3 times too.
Well, I know that because we were in his corner.
Yeah, man.
For the title fight.
I don't like. I just think
one of the best fights I've ever seen.
And like, there was no commission then. No. Neil could have easily got that fight with a commission today.
Yeah.
He just wasn't getting it then. It was a crazy time. So when. And this is important to me.
Okay.
This is a big question. When did you go, oh shit, I've got the next guy on my hands. and it was me. When did you do that?
What do you mean?
When did
Elaborate on that.
When I was hitting pads and just first getting, in the game, when did you go, oh shit, this is the guy?
I still haven't.
Tell them about when we first met.
Man, okay, so just to give you our side of the story, because I don't even know if I've ever really told you this, but like James and I are over at his house, we're chilling, and this is kind of like when we have agreed to let's take on fighters, because like kids are great, don't get me wrong, we enjoyed that, but like we're not getting that side. And this is after I got my butt kicked. Yeah, we're not. And this is after I got destroyed by Neil, because I was like, oh, I loved it.
That was cool.
I did. I mean, even though I just got destroyed, but I was like, man, really, we can just make this more high contact, and we can do this.
Yeah.
So then your grandmother, called because we had plastered our name and number everywhere on that. Well, your grandmother called. James answered. And James, just hello,
hello,
just as nice and just as soft spoken as it could be. I mean, the guy teaches piano and voice for a living.
So good.
So
I gotta get James on.
Very first thing that she said, she goes, "Is this what I called to get my grandson in the UFC?" And Jay's had her on speaker, and I was like, yeah, like I just like nodded, yeah. And James was just like, yes, that's yeah, we can help assist with that. Like we've got such a wild history of getting people into the UFC. But yeah, so that was it. I think like the next day that we were training, which I think was like Wednesday or Thursday or something like that.
Yeah.
In pops a 15, 16-year-old Sam McAlpin and Cole
Howell
pops in. So it was just like, you guys come in and it's like, holy crap, here we are. We got two fighters, and we were like, okay. And then we start hitting pads with you guys.
Yeah.
Now, James and I had both hit pads for a long time. I mean, we kind of knew a little bit about what was up anyway. But man,
this is our first time.
The very first time Sam's hitting pads. So it's like, we're doing like jab cross or whatever, and then we're calling out numbers and blah blah blah. Well, anyway, I was just starting to do the shape of it because I wanted Sam to like recognize when I'm holding this up, you throw this. That way, it's not like an audio, because a fighter's not going to give you an audio. It's just like you see an opening and you take it. So it's like I was holding up pads, showed you, and you were dead on. And then in my mind, what I wanted you to do, because we had worked this, is I wanted you to throw like an uppercut and then another uppercut.
Yeah.
But I held both of the pads like down and you saw that it was uppercuts, and you did, and you just looked at them, and I'll never forget, you were bouncing around and you like look back and forth at like both of them, like you're like, all right, which one do I want to take first? And all of a sudden it was both of them, just pop, double uppercut at the same time. I don't think I've ever laughed so hard in my life.
Can you imagine if I could win a fight with a double uppercut?
I want you to so bad.
That'd be cool.
So bad.
You know what you can't do in fights? You can't hit the neck.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
It's kind of strange.
Because like a head kick knockout is a kick to the neck most times.
Yeah, most of the time, yeah.
I think it would be cool, and I think you'll think it's cool too.
Okay.
Imagine you drop a person. Wham.
Yeah.
Drop them. They're not asleep though, and you run up and you. Hey, fucking, and then you bow.
It would be cool.
Get the hell out of there.
But like at the same time, imagine getting hit in the neck.
It just
That'd
sucks.
be terrible.
It's all crazy. It's all just an insane thing to see. I do think. What do you think about announcing on the AFC and stuff? How many more offers have you got since doing that? Do people reach out? What is that like?
I've had a few people talk to me about it. I mean, I got to work some for the AFL as well, and good group of guys. I mean, I know that, and not to say that there's beef, but I know that it's kind of like opposite sides of.
Yeah.
I know you guys are kind of trying to get to the same place or whatever, but it's very different paths. But yeah, you bringing me on was awesome. I really started out doing it just because I was like, man, I got nothing but love for you. I just wanted to help out. It was a lot of fun. Kind of found my place in it, man.
Yeah, you did, man. You're good at it.
I freaking love it.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, it's so much fun. I mean, just and I think the first show I did it for me because it was just like, just two? You good?
Yeah.
All right. The first show I did it for me because I was like, man, I don't know what to expect. I'm just going to go have a good time. And I did a lot of things wrong in the first one, I feel like. But then,
you did great.
Well, don't get me wrong, man. I felt like it was a good show. I felt like things went well, but like my voice started to go halfway through the night, and I was like, man, I did not conserve my energy correct. I mean, this needs to be a build. So I learned a lot of things after doing the first one. But then after that, I was like, I started thinking about like just the science behind it, and I was like, man, like I'm the last thing that these dudes hear before they just try to kill each other.
Yes, dude.
And I was like, it's my job to just get these dudes just like pump the, I just wanted to like pump them up just as much as I could. So I didn't care about the audience even at that point. I just wanted to like make sure that like these guys were getting like a proper introduction, because I've seen so many of these people that are just like fighting out of the corner that's red, Trevor Peak, and it's, don't get me wrong, I mean, it sounds nice. You got like a growl in your voice or whatever, but there's no build to it.
There's no Bruce Buffer energy.
Well, you got to have it. I mean, like if you look at the people that do it, like they're the best in the freaking world. I mean, Bruce Buffer. I mean, like, come on. I mean, it's incredible.
It's an act in itself.
But it's a build. I mean, like it's from the beginning of the introduction, it's a full out build to bam, that's it, and then you're off, and then then you got to start that build over for the next guy. And like if you don't have that, you can't just start the energy at the very, very, very top and then expect it to hang out. So I wanted to do it for the fighters and give them like that proper build just to like show. And then even after the second fight, I was like, okay, now how can I make the things I'm saying sound like more badass? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like how can it? But I don't know. I mean, there's been some fights that I could be up in the cage and I'm like, man, I don't give a crap about either one of these guys. Like, I mean, not to say I don't care about them, but like I was like, man, this is a debut for both of y'all. It's cool, but. So I could very easily see how you might fall victim to just not giving it as much, and there's probably been a few fights that I haven't given it everything I've had, but like, I don't know. And I say fights as in like individual fights, not shows.
I got you.
But man, that main event comes, man, it's special, dude.
We try to pack that main event, man. We try to keep big, high energy, and it's like you said, everything is it's a build. Even the card is a build. It has to build.
I agree. Because here's the thing, man. No one's excited about the undercard. No one's excited about debut versus debut than they are Will Sparks versus Devil Worshiper dude.
Yeah, any jacked person in the world.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, no one. That's selling tickets or
Trevor and Will Hot, that beef on that was wild.
All right, how about this? You want to know where I earned my money that night?
Where?
Right after that fight. After Will Hite and Pick, because it was a draw. It was a no contest.
Oh, God, yeah. Well, tell us about that. How mad was people just that you were saying what you were saying?
I'll tell you exactly how it went. So I remember, I'll never forget it. I got up in the cage, and of course, like, I know the severity of what just happened. This is event. This is a main event fight, and it's over.
Both of them sold all their tickets.
Yeah, bro. I mean, so I knew before I even spoke into the microphone, I've got to think about this.
Yeah.
And like Stan didn't give a shit.
No.
Stan was just like, it's a no contest. I was like, Stan, no one in this entire building
wants to hear that. Yeah.
I was like, so give me just a second. So I had to think. I was like, man, how do I go about doing this? I mean, obviously kind of ripping off the Band-Aid is the only way to go. But I get up in there and I'm just like, ladies and gentlemen, blah, 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 blah. This fight has been ruled a no contest. And I'm trying to basically take all the pressure off of me because it doesn't matter. Perception is reality. And I think that is my biggest catchphrase. I say that in life all the time. Perception is reality. How someone perceives it, that's actually what happened. Doesn't matter if it's actually not.
Yeah, that's what they believe.
That's what they believe happened. So that's what happened. So I get up. And I was trying to basically get the pressure off of me. I was like, the Alabama Athletic Commission has decided that this bout has been ruled a no contest. There is no winner, no loser. This 12-year-old girl, I mean, she was just like, boo, you suck. And I was like, it wasn't my fault. I remember looking over at her and she's just like, I mean, almost like flipping me off.
About to cry.
Yeah.
Piece of shit.
Yeah. She's like, you're terrible. I was like, oh, you're adopted. Like I didn't know what to say.
People so Trevor comes to me after that. And he says, well, what's the deal? I said, well, it's no contest. He said, what? I said, no, you didn't win. He goes, really? I said, yeah. He goes, there's this kid over here. He said, can I give him my belt? He said, I ain't going to run around with a belt or nothing. I said, can I just give him that belt?
Yeah.
He's a good kid. The kid had he was born with some kind of a deformity, He's very
like palsy or something like that.
Yeah, very good kid. Good at sports, great kid. But, and I was like, well, yeah. And I didn't think anything about it.
Sure.
People started telling me, you gave Trevor that belt. Just shit on Will Hite. You hate Steven. Well, no, man. Man, Steven did good business.
Yeah.
Man, Steven did great business.
Yeah.
I love doing business with Steven Will Hite. I love doing business with plenty of people. Was Trevor my boy? Well, yeah, we grew up together. I never once was like, man, I just hope he beats everybody in here.
Yeah.
Because that ain't the name of the game.
What you did. But,
Yeah, he beat a lot of people. And for me to talk him up, that was my job.
Yeah, bro, you're a promoter.
What am I
it's your job to promote fights.
So I should have said what? Steven Will Hite's a chicken shit and Trevor beat him? No.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to say Steve Wilhite's one of the baddest motherfuckers to ever be on this mountain, and Trevor hurt him.
Yeah.
That's what I'm supposed to say.
Yeah.
And then people just get wild about it.
Perception's reality.
Yeah. Why do you think the goal is eventually to get out to hunts? Cody, see, I'm taking the rest of the year off.
Okay.
It's very stressful. I have spent a lot of money.
No November show?
No.
Okay.
I've spent, everybody always asks me, like, dude, I spent so much money.
Oh, I bet you do.
Like, they think, I mean, granted, I have a paid off double wide, Jake.
Well, I mean, hey.
So don't,
I hear you.
I'm fucking up there on the money.
I hear you. Yeah.
But on my grandma's property,
Yeah.
okay, all right. But I just spent a lot of money to build the platform.
Yeah.
And it was always kind of hard to get sponsors around here. Now, you got me a couple of good ones. Corey Caldwell got me a couple of good ones. The ones we had were great.
Yeah.
I think, it's a two-parter. Why do you think it's so hard to get sponsors for fighting as a whole around here?
I'll tell you the biggest reason is because no one views fighting the same way as they do football or basketball or whatever. No one views it as that. It's a startup sport. I mean, I'm going through that same situation right now, trying to get disc golf up where it doesn't exist in DeKalb County. It just hasn't. Don't get me wrong, it's taken off and like it's went from 0 to 60 or 70. I mean, we've done a pretty good job building it up where it's at. But you can't get money on it because no one knows what the hell it is. And it's the same situation with fighting. When people hear fighting, they think school fights, or they think fights in parking lots, or it's violence and it's pure they're not thinking about, there's a commission and there is rules and regulations and rules that they have to follow. No one thinks about that. So when they think about fighting, it's viewed as a negative thing around here. But I got to give credit to you. I mean, you've done a really good job kind of educating this area. But that's not a 2 to 3 year success. I mean, that's going to take 5, 10, 15 years.
And a lot of money.
A lot of money. And it's going to take doing more shows, and it's going to take convincing people, hey, come check out my family-friendly show. Now, you've had some bad runs with, the show in Coleman when the crowd got in more fights than what was in the case. My God, that was
it's people not having any common sense to them.
Yeah.
Like literally what would have been perfect is we could have waited for all the fans to leave.
Sure.
And we could have signed you both a waiver. Here, do it.
Yeah.
Beat the dog shit out of each other. I don't care. I don't care. You sign the waiver. Do it. Show me. No, y'all acting crazy because there's people around.
Correct. And there's alcohol involved.
Yeah.
But that's the short answer, is just because you're trying to get money from an uneducated
and
source.
If people are getting fights in the crowd, it's going to make it harder to do.
You're exactly right. So they need to see to begin with that it is a family-friendly environment. And don't get me wrong. Yeah, there's people fighting in there, but football's violent.
Yeah. You're going to have some fights in a crowd at a football game.
It happens from time to time.
People get heated about sports, period.
They really do. I mean, that's plain and simple.
Think your son better than football, man?
Yeah.
He ain't. Oh, motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean, people yell at their own coaches.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just like, why would you take my kid out? Blah, blah, blah. Well, it's because he sucks.
He blew his knee out. Leave him alone.
Or, my God, he's been playing both sides of the ball for every snap of the game, and we're up 54-0. I mean, it's 5 versus Valley Head, so just relax. So,
on the subject of money for the shows, I think, and I don't want to say it and it sound bad or selfish.
Yeah.
I take a lot of pride in how hard I work on it and how hard I match make and how I do everything. I take a lot of pride in that.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm a little too mouthy about it often, but I take a large amount of pride in my work. If I didn't, I'll let them say whatever. No, it's a large amount of pride because it does take time and money.
Yeah.
I think we're at a time right now, and like you were talking about the fight at Coleman. Here's the thing. Those two guys that got in that fight, I did business with both of those guys until that. And the only bad part was that.
Yeah, just that 1 second. That was it.
Other than that, good business, man.
Yeah.
There's sponsors in I used to work for Cook's Pest Control.
Yeah.
And I burn boats, man. And I don't mean to. When I leave, son, it's time to leave.
You're out.
I'm leaving. You ain't asking me to stay. I'm burning the boat. And I don't mean to.
Yeah.
It's just I gotta go. Yeah. And so when I left Cook's, I think right now, what I'm trying to say is I think there's a void that can be filled up in the state if we can get enough people on board, and even people that don't like each other. I'm not a big
that's
fan.
What builds fights. That's what you want.
I'm not a huge fan of Jose and Willie and the way they do work, and I've told everybody that.
Sure.
Also, I know the new lady that they're working with. I don't hate that lady. She's nice.
I don't even guess I know who that is.
I don't know her name. She knows.
Oh, Tiffany.
Yeah,
I went to school with her.
She knows me from like when I was young and stuff. I don't know you.
Yeah, I think the world of Tiffany.
Yeah.
I think she's great. Yeah.
But I think if we can find a way to all team up, them and I know Christian Eccles and Jaden don't like each other.
Yeah.
But if they can suck it up, and Christian's dad can suck it up together, they can all suck it up and just do business. We can be a big, big, big ass show in the state. Yeah. But if no one can, okay, cool. Just y'all hold on to your money.
Yeah.
I'll hold on to my ideas and my time and my ability, and the fighters will do about the same.
Yeah.
But we can make something really, really big here. Imagine a show at we had a show at JSU. It's cool.
It was cool.
But imagine a show at like Jordan Hare.
That'd be cool.
Middle of Jordan Hare. Wow, that'd be cool, man.
Yeah.
Like when they used to have boxers fighting each other, like when Floyd Mayweather fought Oscar De La Hoya. Yeah. They were just in a field of just Spanish people, and it was just wild. It'd be so cool, man.
Yeah.
And so for me, I just think like I've had enough where like I talk a lot, blah, blah, blah. I think if we can all find a way to team up, we can do something really, really big. If we don't team up, it's going to stay about where it is because we blew it up to about where it is. Yeah. There were no shows here. Now there's multiple shows.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. If everyone can find a way to team up, I think it'd be very cool. Speaking of growing pains, and you mentioned already, is it called disc golf or frisbee golf?
It is disc golf.
Disc golf. Yeah. You've been playing disc golf for around 15 years.
Well,
I'm 29.
Here's the thing. Yes and no.
On and off.
I picked up discs for the first time probably about, 15 years ago or so. And I played like once every 3 months. I mean, I wasn't doing it a lot. I was not doing it competitively, didn't know what the crap I was doing. Just a buddy of mine showed me at Cloudland Canyon up in Trenton. It was a course. We went to play it every now and then. And there was a point where I was probably playing like once a month. But I mean, that was it. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I mean, I was not good by any stretch of the imagination. But then when COVID hit, because I had dropped it, I probably had not played, no kidding, had probably not played at all in like 7 years. Maybe like 2 rounds in 7 years, that kind of thing. Had like 6 discs to my name, and that was all I had. But in 2020, when COVID hit, I wanted something to do, so I started getting back into it, fell in love with it again. But then I started playing like once or twice a week, maybe 3 times a week. And then I started playing in like tournaments and competitions, and man, you want to talk about a different level. I mean, it is from very casual, which is fun, to being competitive with it and like seeing how many people are actually in that community. Dude, so much fun. So yeah, I've been competitive in it for, well, I guess a little over 2 years.
You're like ranked right now, right?
I mean, well, you would be too if you played a tournament. I mean, everyone would be ranked.
But I'd be ranked last.
Well, I mean, but it's not. I actually just played a round just before I came here. So
yeah.
So there is okay, just to get all nerdy on you. So just like the Athletic Commission sanctions fights, so the Professional Disc Golf Association, the PDGA, they sanction like tournaments all throughout the world. And when you sign up for a tournament, you play it, and then they rate that round as, okay, like some of the best players in the world are shooting like 1,080 or 1,050 rated rounds on average. I shot like a 900 rated round, which is like intermediate level. Yeah. I mean, it's not great. It's not bad. I would say, among competitive disc golfers, 900 is like just above average. Probably. I'm back down to 890 right now. So but I'm right in that 890 to 910 range. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've shot like a 980 round before.
So here's like some people.
Yeah.
And here's you.
Okay. Like if this is you, having never played, I'm probably like right here, right? Okay. But same as fighting, like I'd be like right here.
No, you're good. You keep in ahead.
But
how? Go ahead.
But like among people I play with on the average, like I'm right here on some of them, or I'm right here on some of them, and then I'm like right here on some.
That's how you get better, man.
Yeah, I mean, I like to play with people who are better than me.
Yes.
Yeah.
How? What's it been like starting your own? You made your own course?
Yeah. Designed it. Got a few other designs in the back pocket that maybe some cities are gonna pull the trigger on. We've got one.
So they're letting you do it.
Mhm.
So I have to ask: are you getting paid money, or is it a passion project?
No, this is just a passion project.
Cool.
I do have a. There is one. Can't really give much details about it.
I know a lot about passion projects.
Yeah. Oh, believe me, I know
there's
you do.
There's no money.
But I'll probably get paid for designing one.
Very cool, man.
It's coming up.
Yeah.
But that's probably going to be. The design's probably going to take at least 6 months to a year.
That's cool, though, dude.
And it's not going to be competitive for another year after that. Probably got to make sure it's correct. But if it is done correctly, I think you may see with some of the best players in the world coming to play this course.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, that's the goal. That's the goal.
Yeah, dude.
And the people that are wanting to put it in that's their goal.
They're balling.
They want. Oh yeah,
tell them I got an idea too.
Yeah,
and let's fucking do something.
Let's just get it. Hey, if you have the dollar bills, I think that we can get. Yeah, but they didn't bat an eye at like 15 to 20 grand for
nothing.
Just. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's going to take a lot more than that.
Yeah.
But they've already got all their tractors and skid steers and stuff that they can clear all the land, so they don't have to hire anyone to do it. So
that's a show for me. That's insane, actually.
Yeah, it's going to be nuts.
Yeah, but it's awesome that you're going to do something that you love to do. You're like, okay, this is it, man.
Oh man, I'm absolutely in love with it.
Is there a Happy Gilmore of disc golf?
I don't know.
If there is, we need to meet this guy.
We need to meet this guy.
Bring this guy out, get him just shitty drunk belt. Show us. But what do you mean? He'd be like, whoosh, hole in one.
Yeah. How far do you think these people throw these brews? I always love to ask this question.
Because a football field's what? 500 yards?
No, Jesus.
No, I'm just kidding. It's 100 yards.
So 300 feet.
Okay.
So
football field's 100 yards?
Yeah, 100 yards, so 300 feet. So disc golf will measure in feet primarily, unless you're across the pond and we'll measure in meters, but feet.
I'm gonna say 2 football fields.
Yeah, I know a guy that can throw 2 football fields. Yeah.
Dude.
And he's not even among the highest in the world.
Yeah, I'm just normal.
Yeah, I mean, like I feel like I can throw it like on a really, really good day. I can throw it further than a lot of people around here can, and I'm only throwing it like 4 to 450.
Good God.
So don't get me wrong, that's a bomb, but on average, I'm probably throwing about 350.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Do you play regular golf any?
I do, but I suck really bad at it, and I can't afford to play it. See, that's the thing. Disc golf is free, 90% of the places that you go.
But now, how would you make money though? Say long term, can you rent out discs and stuff for you to make money? Is what I'm saying.
If I were going to make money on it, it would be hosting tournaments and things like that.
Can you drink at tournaments?
No. Well, C tiers you probably could. So there's different levels of tournaments. So there's XC, which is for charity and stuff like that. A C tier tournament, which is a low level. B tiers, which typically are 2 days, or at least it might be a Friday and a Saturday. But then there's A tiers, which I've played in a few A tiers.
I'm saying, I have a cup, and I'm I'm going to go play disc golf.
It is pretty frowned upon, I'll say that.
Okay.
In a tournament.
I got you.
In a tournament. But casual round, heck yeah, dude.
Well, that'd be fun.
Go out and play doubles. I mean, I play doubles with a guy. We have a group that comes out to Fife every Thursday.
Austin's been playing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How's he doing?
He's not bad, man.
Heck yeah.
He's not bad at all.
He sucks. He's not very good. I'm just kidding.
I think highly of Austin. He's a lot of fun.
He's a good cat.
Yeah, he is.
The funniest thing about him, though, is he believes in Jesus.
Yeah.
And God.
Yeah.
I don't, except for in days that end in Y.
Look at you.
It's every day I believe in God. I'm going to hit him with that.
I feel like I just went to church on that.
I'm going to hit him with that. I'm going to go, awesome, man. You believe in God? And I'm going to laugh a little. He's like, yeah. I'm like, I don't. Except in days that end in Y. And he's like, every day. I'm like, yeah.
Exactly. He's just going to be jacked about it, man.
Oh, yeah, dude.
But I'll say this. I don't know. Austin, he's a really good dude.
He is.
I mean, if more people were like him.
It'd be a lot more good energy.
Yeah, 100%.
You mentioned it earlier about COVID getting shut down. I got to ask, it's a little more serious than what we've been talking about.
No, you're good. Serious is good.
How do you think that was handled?
COVID?
Yeah, should we have shut down? Should we not have shut down?
It goes past that. Once it got to that point, I mean,
3 masks.
Yeah, at least. Yeah. People should have been suffocating themselves running around.
I mean,
no. It's no secret that I'm pretty liberal.
Yeah.
Was not a fan of Trump, but at the end of the day, he handled it terribly. And I don't care if you like him or whatever. And I'm not saying that he did everything wrong, because I'm sure that he did a few things right. But he was warned months and months and months and months in advance and dismissed it. Even dismantled an entire committee that like their job was to learn about this stuff and shut it down before it ever happened. Now, having said that, it's impossible to know what would have happened. Maybe it would have been just as bad. Who knows? But like, there was no effort made to shut it down before it ever got here. There was zero effort made. It was ignored, as a matter of fact. And then it got to the point where it was just like,
oh, it's pretty bad.
Oh, dang, this is terrible. And people were like, oh man, it's just the flu. Well, it's not.
I'm in that camp. I was saying it was the flu.
Sure. And don't get me wrong. I mean, like, I get it. I mean, like, I completely understand. And hell, I'm probably I'm closer to that now than I was then, because then I was like, no, bro, you take it pretty serious. And when you really did the math, it was just like, okay, look, 5% of people that have said that they're getting this are dying from it, or maybe less than that. But they were like, no, man, it's only like 5 out of 100. And I'm like, all right, do the math on that. It's literally 5%. 5%. It just sounds worse to say that. So like, the numbers were pretty terrifying. It got bad. And I don't know. I mean, there's a part of me that feel like it's diminished, and I don't know, maybe I'm crazy. I mean, how many people do you know have polio?
Not a lot.
Have you ever met anyone with polio? Do you know anyone who has polio?
It's because the vaccine.
Oh yeah, that's it. You're right. yeah.
I see you.
Yeah, I mean, like, don't get me wrong, I get it, but like, no one's bitching about taking a flu shot.
Nobody.
No one's bitching about that. Oh man, you kidding me? If flu vaccines work, the flu wouldn't exist.
Yeah.
No, it still does.
Yeah,
it's not quite the same thing as like, some of these other diseases or whatever out there. And it's probably going to be take a COVID shot every year and maybe you don't get it. It's going to be very similar in that vein to the flu.
I get sick much easier having kids in school.
Oh, yeah. It's because they're bringing shit
it's
home
insane.
every day. Yeah.
They're just like licking commode lids and shit. I'm like, okay, it's normal.
Yeah.
I was making sure it wasn't just my kids. Did you get any of the wine from the...
from the Rainsville?
Yeah.
I can't say that I did.
You didn't get any?
I was not in that loop, thank God.
I wasn't either.
Yeah.
I feel like I'd really enjoyed that.
Oh yeah. The old wastewater.
Yeah, it's good, as long as it tastes good. I do think more people knew than are letting on.
Yeah, 100%.
We didn't know he was doing it.
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah, you did.
Man, it's really been great talking to you.
Yeah, it's been fun.
I know you got a busy day. I ain't sure what all you're doing today, but I'm sure it's going to keep you busy.
So productive, you kidding?
Yeah.
Go home and watch football, probably.
I'm going to at my lights off. I'm going to lay down and play a video game.
Yeah.
And I think we should get you on again. I think at some point in time, at some point in time, I want to get people on and let them debate their sides.
Oh, yeah, that'd be fun.
And I mean debate in the sense of like...
Yeah, keep it respectful.
Yeah, well, yeah, not like Trump and Hillary. Like, I'm the guy. Hey, look, let me ask you a question. And then you go. Hey, you go. And then we have Will Sparks in the corner just like waiting on one of y'all to fuck up.
That's fair. Yeah.
He's like, who's hopping? Who's jumping? Will's such a big person.
Man, he's terrifying.
He really is such a nice guy. So 5 years from now, man, what's the plan? Where you at? What are you doing?
Just like in life?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'd love to still be working where I'm working. I love what I do. Look, man, at the end of the day, do I have a 5-year like detailed plan? No, I don't. As long as I'm happy, as long as I'm making enough money to pay all my bills and have a little bit extra to go play disc golf on the side and go on vacations and shit with my family, I mean, that's it. I don't really have a viewpoint of what I want my life to look like in 5 years. I mean, I'm not taking steps to get to that point. I really feel like I'm in a really solid place right now. I don't think that I can really say that or have ever really been able to say that up until probably the last few years, but man, I'm happy. I mean, like, I'm not making killer money. I'm not poor. I mean, I'm doing okay. I can pay my bills most of the time. I mean, it's a nice feeling, but like, I don't know, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, within the disc golf community, there's a few things I'd like to do within just like small areas of my life. I'd like to change things, but overall, I don't know, man. I'm exactly where I want to be right now. And honestly, I don't even know if I realized that until this exact moment, but like,
that's cool, man.
I'm happy. I mean, I'm really, really happy. As far as disc golf goes, I want 5 courses in DeKalb County by 2025. That's my goal. We're 1 in right now. I've got 2 already approved, but just waiting on some of the money to come through and the baskets to go in the ground. But other than that, man, I'm exactly where I want to be.
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah.
Jake, I've enjoyed our time. I really do appreciate
absolutely.
you hopping on. This has been
thanks
great.
for having me.
I love you, buddy.
Love you, man.
Gonna keep doing some great stuff.
I like it.
Thank y'all for tuning in. Share it to your mama's page. She wants something fun to watch and listen to. Also, I'll leave y'all with this.